The new McLoughlin Middle and Marshall Elementary schools are on the verge of opening their doors to students. I'm Superintendent Dr. Steve Webb, and today I'm getting a personal tour of the new schools from their principals. Together, we are revitalizing Vancouver. So grand entry into the new Marshall. Yes.
Yep.
So what do we have here?
So to this side is our main office.
I'm shocked.
Shocking.
Yes.
Our main office.
Yes.
It's so nice to have a secured entry because what we have right now we know is not. So having this secured space to come into, so front entrance, and then all of our front office staff, specialists in this down this corridor. That's my window.
Sweet. Lots of glass, lots of natural light.
That was, the goal was to bring the outside in, and so all the natural beams, as you can see, we were able to bring the outside, the nature piece in with lots of natural light, wood finishings. Super excited for our students, for our staff, for our families that come through our building, and not about the brick and mortar of it, but about the chance to provide our students with some experiences that they would never get in the facility we're in right now. Just the access to some of the spaces we have that we just don't have where we are. So my excitement is really about what it's going to provide for our students. Sure. Our outdoor, for me, we have a beautiful courtyard at Marshall currently, and that was one of our big things that we wanted was that that gathering space for our students in the mornings. So this is our new courtyard. So gathering space for our students when they first get to school with some great natural rocking to be able to sit on, places to stand, places to chat with their friends. That was really important to us that we didn't lose
Stuff
that.
to jump off of, you know, right?
That was important that our students didn't lose that piece.
Sure.
So, and then our new common area, which is amazing. We've talked about different ways that we can use our new stage area that we'll have in here, which we don't have in our current school. So for maybe some special seating for students for lunch times, but also this will be the place where we have all of our school-wide gatherings, so all of our students can get together. We'll have our assemblies here.
Sure.
Any big gathering that we have will be held in this space here. And our cafeteria, that's also one of our connectors to MAC. So MAC and Marshall share a cafeteria space. The cooking space, we each have our service lines on opposite sides, but nice to not have our food be brought over. We're all together and they'll be able to prepare everything for us together.
The old middle school had to stay operational, and the old elementary school did as well. There was an existing track that needed to stay operational. So there really wasn't a lot of space, even though it looks like a big piece of property. When you put two schools in the space that's left over, it's much more economical to put them right next to each other.
Absolutely love this new space with the bright light coming in from the outside for our new gym, to have the natural light for our students during their day. This is going to be amazing. Well, you can see it.
And so with that, we capitalize on biophilic kind of design elements, which is basically the element of bringing kind of outdoors to indoors, which translates into natural daylighting, the use of materials. We're in the Northwest, so you can see some of the contextually the materials are metals. The color tone are very earthy to some degree. We have the introduction of cross-laminated CLT, cross-laminated timber.
I love that everybody has access to outdoor spaces from wherever they are. So they can get to an enclosed outdoor space anywhere in our building very quickly, no matter what grade you're teaching. Let's go into our makerspace first. So,
Oh, nice.
like I said, so makerspace set up the same way, got this great teaching wall behind us. We'll have some high top tables in here for students to work at. I love that they have a wet spot here that they can wash, dry, clean up, get their muddy things wet and muddy, and then, oh no. Oh, I've never been locked out before. Hold on. Welcome to our outdoor learning deck.
Sliders.
So the learning continues from inside that space out to this bigger space. Again, We're undercover so we can use it year round.
Right.
So our students can be out here when it's raining. They go out when it's raining anyway, but now they're undercover, they can work on their projects.
The notion of project-based learning and making and doing and maker spaces that connect to the outdoors, the way in which we have enclosed outdoor spaces that allow for learning to spill out of classrooms, literally into courtyards.
We'll also be able to use, these are fenced in areas out here, so these are also areas that will be accessible to our students to be able to go out and do some of that outdoor learning in a space that's protected, but outside where they can get messy and get their hands dirty in that. Now we have a big library right now, but we have an amazing library in this new library.
Now this is a shared space.
Shared space, again.
Not completely shared because there are zones.
And there's a wall, there's a folding wall here. So this is the Marshall side. Look at these lights. These lights are so cool. So that's the teaching station for this space. But another space that can be shared. So we could open this up between us and have a huge number of either families in the evening, have a joint, some sort of a joint activity in the evening that we can have with Mac Marshall together. Historically, we have had some partnerships with both Mac and Fort Vancouver High School with our students. This will just make that a little bit easier. So we share some opportunities with some of our 5th grade students come over to Mac currently to take orchestra classes. Those having that all on the same campus will make that just that much easier for our students to access and hopefully increase our students' excitement and activity level with participating in some of those programs.
So, 2 schools, 1 campus. Talk a little bit about the Family Community Resource Center and the way in which it deliberately connects this community to its schools.
One of the things we're looking forward to, and I know that Travis has at MAC, is our Lunch Buddy program, having a dedicated space to be able to operate that program. Right now it's wherever we can find space, so that'll be a really nice, this is an amazing place to be able to have those community resources come in and be able to spend time with our students.
The children and families that attend Marshall and MAC are the same children and families. We serve the same neighborhood. And there is this wonderful opportunity for this new project here to serve as a catalyst for revitalizing this entire region up here on the Heights and in the Tower Mall redevelopment zone.
Very exciting because I think already this process has brought Bobby and I together and collaborating way more than we probably ever have in the past. Obviously, we're going to be sharing these spaces. We'll be able to offer programming, during the day and after school for our kids and our parents alike. So that's one opportunity that has already, taken shape as far as the collaboration in our shared spaces. Our library also has the ability to open up as to one large space. It has a wall that can be opened or closed. And while most of the time it'll probably function as separate spaces, it gives us that ability to open up for after-school events where we're bringing families together. We got sisters and brothers in both Marshall and Mac, so it's going to be interesting to see what that can lead to. There's a lot of possibilities there that never existed before.
Hi, Drav.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
We just entered the Mac side of the building.
Sweet.
Yes.
Right through
Marshall's
this
library, McLoughlin's library.
Sweet. Well, what should we see?
We'll head this way.
Okay.
The library opens up into kind of a great view of what is our common area, which will also serve as our cafeteria.
Sure.
So we're leaving the library, and as you can see, the commons space. Again, the kitchen right here is shared
kitchen.
Other
serveries.
side serves Marshall, and then this side's serving McLoughlin. We had a lot of the same themes about trying to bring in natural light.
How many middle schoolers can you get in this space, you think?
I bet you we can get a lot. I don't know what the fire marshal would say, but I know that I've got about 350 every lunch, so that's what's going to go in here.
Okay.
But it is nice because it is a space that is a lot larger and more open than our current facilities cafeteria, which has always kind of been a a tension point. So, in terms of a time where the kids have some free time and, we want them to be comfortable, we want them to be in a space that, they can enjoy their social time during lunches.
Sure.
And I think it's just going to be a lot more enjoyable for those purposes as well.
Yeah. Let's go see some classrooms.
All right, let's do that. So now we're going to be heading down this way. We enter similar to Marshall's side. There's essentially a series of classroom wings. We have about 4 classroom regions, 2 up and 2 down, that kind of come together at these T's. We kind of consider them as like little neighborhoods. And so it's given me the ability to kind of group the classes in a way too. So like this upper area will be housing all of our 6th grade classes. So they'll kind of, 6th grade will have a neighborhood that's kind of their own to be comfortable in, again, making a large school feel a little bit smaller and comfortable for the kids. Each classroom region also was designed with flexibility in mind. So I'll show you, for example, down here, there's classrooms. Here on the left, they have a shared wall. But every region also has a room that was built to be a flexible space based on the needs that we have and the programming that we bring in. For example, this was designated kind of as one of our maker spaces, and it gives us the ability to, have a classroom come in here and use it if it's available for a maker space.
So in every neighborhood, there is a space that mirrors this sort of flexible space that could be used collectively as a maker space, or it could be programmed for dirty tech or clean tech kind of courseware.
It gives us a lot of flexibility for the usage. We'll be programming different courses in there. Some will have permanent programming like art. We have some tech classes and CTE classes that are programmed in there, and then our science classes are programmed in those spaces as well. And it just doesn't lock us into doing something just because we don't have a space for it. So it's exciting. And I have to just stop because this is one of my favorite features, are these open hallways with the windows. It just almost looks like you're passing between the buildings outside, but obviously it's enclosed.
Each classroom wing is connected to other parts of the building with these glassy connectors. We call them bridges. But when you're in those, you feel like you're outdoors. Even when you're in the main hallways in the classroom wings, there's a strong connection to the outdoors.
A stark difference between, kind of the old design of our building. One of the things that always struck me was we have very low ceilings. We have very, old fluorescent lighting in these long, dark corridors, and this to me is just such a much more pleasant experience to just travel around the building as you're moving around McLoughlin. So this is something I know I will enjoy a lot as I walk around the building from class to class and do our work. But it's nice that it's a feature throughout the building. So
nice. You got to be pumped, Trav.
Oh yeah, it's been amazing because it's been such a long process. The reality that in 5 weeks we're actually going to be moving in is kind of surreal.
Well, if you think about...
Because, the planning goes back 4 years.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about this space. This looks like fun.
Yeah, so this is a space I'm really excited about. It's a really intentionally designed space for us to have for the students to come outside, before school, during their lunchtime. The cafeteria over there opens up into this space. We've got a covered play area for the students. There'll be basketball and wall ball and type activities here. Obviously landscaped in a really natural and in a way that just kind of fits in the environment. It incorporates the nature that was already here. It was pretty, fun to work with the architects when they were able to design and plan around keeping some of these, kind of old trees that have been around.
We know that a great deal can be learned through play, and frankly, it's the time in unstructured environments where many young people learn the kind of social skills that enable them to be productive, compassionate citizens in a community.
Behind us, we were excited because we actually got, the track was redone last summer, so we've been able to enjoy that this school year. But we went from an old kind of, dirt cinder track that would, collect puddles and you track mud through the building after you use it.
Definitely old school.
Yeah, very old school, and we've upgraded to, you know, the rubberized track, and it's just made a world of difference. So, and the reality that it's going to happen in 5 weeks is, you know, all of a sudden the excitement is really palpable. Like the teachers are getting into the space and seeing the potential. The kids keep asking about when they can come over and get tours. Unfortunately, I can't take 1,000 kids on a tour, but we are going to have an opportunity to bring some kids over from our leadership classes to get a sneak peek. And the excitement is just growing every day. So
At the end of the day, the children here at Mac and Marshall deserve the same high quality learning spaces and access to resources that students all over the district have access to.
yeah, it's pretty remarkable, and I'm always encouraged when I think about the community's support of that vision.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have happened without the support of the voters and the community.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah.
We are extremely grateful to our voters for what this has provided. Again, the learning experiences that this will provide for our students that we just wouldn't be able to have in our current state that we're in. Our students are being pushed to learn in a myriad of different ways than they were in the 1960s. And so having facilities that help support that makes a ton of difference for the future for our students and what they'll be able to attain.
You know, I am so proud of all of the work that is underway in Vancouver Public Schools relative to our capital bond program. $565 million worth of projects are completed or underway or will be launched in the next year or two. And as I've said repeatedly, it's an investment in children, it's an investment in our public schools, and it really reflects this community's deep commitment to their children and to their public schools. This vision is an equity and excellence for all vision from the outset. The opportunities that we've provided to co-create these kinds of learning spaces really are resulting in some future-ready, future-focused learning spaces that will set young people up for post-secondary success.